a whistle ball out of the neighborhood sex offender's backyard. And if you got a pack of Starbursts, well, hell, you fight over who's going to get the red ones, because I'd be damned if I was going to get those yellow, pine-sol tasting pieces of shit. And there was nobody I argued with more than my next-door neighbor, Michael. Because Michael was an asshole and a liar. Now, I'm going to give you an example of an argument, and I'm going to break it down into 3 phases. The first phase is Michael saying something completely untrue, totally fabricated, and borderline retarded. One time my dad was on an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. Shut the fuck up, Michael. No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was a bad guy and he got to roundhouse Chuck Norris. Oh my god. Michael, you are a fucktard. Jesus. Don't call me fucktard, Jesus. I didn't call you a fucktard, Jesus. I know you are, but what am I? Phase 2. Michael repeats the phrase, I know you are, but what am I, over and over again until he's fucking blue in the face. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Michael, shut the fuck up before I crack you in the face with this fucking vortex football. Which was a bluff. I wouldn't hit him, because if you did hit Michael, he'd fucking cry, and he'd run in his house, go get his mom, and she'd come outside and yell at you. But you know what? Sometimes it was worth it. Oh, shit. Here, Michael, hit me back. Hit me back, quick. Make it even. Hit me back. Hey, he hit me back. We're even. But if you manage to not pummel Michael's face in and give him a Lindsay Lohan makeover, you would advance to phase 3. Yeah, well, my dad could beat up your dad. My dad could beat up your dad. That's right. Before we were battling Pokemon, we were battling each other's dads. Your dad could beat up my dad, Michael? That's funny, because number 1, no the fuck he can't, and number 2, your dad works at Home Depot. Yeah, my dad would bite off all your fingers like they were fish sticks. Shut the fuck up, Michael. What are you talking about? What is your dad, a goddamn Rottweiler? Like, that was really what we were fighting about. I could see myself just walking up to my dad. Hey, Dad, can you go outside and fight Michael's dad? What the hell are you talking about? I'm saying get out there and go whoop some ass, because I'll be damned if I'm going to have some little itty-bitty bitch daddy. And in this corner, he's been stealing his neighbor's cable for 6 years. Tyler's dad. And in the opposite corner, he once drank 5 beers in 3 minutes, and he was a bad guy in an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. No, he fucking wasn't. Michael's Hop Pop. But you know what? That never happened. I wish it did. It would have made a better story, but it didn't. And you know why? Because it was fucking stupid as hell, that's why. That, and because my dad would have put Michael's dad in the fucking hospital.
BruceDuke.com. BruceDuke.com.
I loved wrestling when I was a kid. I loved it so much that when we were kids, we'd imitate it in my friend's front yard. Ugliest wrestling you'd ever see in your life. I was 9 years old. Everybody's kicking each other in the balls. We were legitimate, though. We weren't like those fucking hillbillies jumping off of their dad's garage into a baby pool. Everybody would have their own entrance music. Just have a little boombox out there playing your favorite Limp Bizkit song. I was a dickhead, though. I never wanted to wrestle anybody that was bigger than me. Just go around to the small kids. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. And as for you, big fella, well, you're gonna be my tag team partner. That's what you're gonna do. Just be standing out there trying to do these complicated wrestling moves on each other. Hey, let me try something. That's all we ever said. Let me try something. Let me try a move that'll break your goddamn neck. Make you talk funny for the rest of your life. Yeah, how about you don't do that? Come on, I won't really do it. Like, I'm gonna fucking believe that. Yeah, you're not really gonna do it. It's a fucking choke slam. How the fuck are you not gonna really do it? You're gonna pick me up by my throat and slam me on the ground, Mike. I'm not stupid, alright? Everybody just wanted to be their favorite wrestler. That's all they wanted to be in life. Just go around saying WWF one-liners all day. You smell what the Rock is cooking, Mom? She'd be like, what? You better not be cooking anything. You're 9 years old. Get out of the kitchen. I don't know if you guys remember Rikishi. He was a big fat guy. Go around sticking his ass in people's faces. That was his special move. It's just just so happened to be my friend Michael's special move. You'd be laying on the ground, hurt, crying. You'd go over there and rub his butt on you. He'd wrestle in the front yard too, which had to be quite a sight for all the cars by. Oh my God, what are those kids doing? Hey, we're wrestling. That's wrestling? Yeah. I think so. That's what we did. Every day we'd be out there. Because there's nothing better than beating up your best friend and putting him in a haphazard figure four, and you hoist that styrofoam championship belt you bought at Kmart over your head. And for one moment, you were the fucking man. Somebody cue the Limp Bizkit music. I'm the fucking champion of this yard.
BruceDuke.com.
Now in Cub Scouts, if you weren't cutting shit in half with a pocket knife, you were gearing up for the Pinewood Derby race. And if you don't know what a Pinewood Derby race is, well, when you're 9 years old, they give you a block of wood, you carve a car out of it, and you raced against all your friends. All the kids would have their own car, and they'd cover them in stickers of their favorite shit that they like.
Oh, I got a Pokemon car. I got Ninja Turtles.
I got a sweet ass Ted Danson cruiser, from Cheers, the show Cheers. No, fuck you guys. I'm gonna win anyways. Well, this one particular year, my best friend calls me up the night before the big Pinewood Derby race, and he's like, "Dude, I totally forgot to make my car." And I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you. I'm fucking 9 years old, dude. What do you want me to do? I'm pretty shitty with a bandsaw. Okay, my dad made mine, like everybody else." So this dude's bright idea is he's just gonna race the block of wood. Why the hell not? Found some wheels in there. There you go. It's technically a car if it's got wheels. And then he painted some tiger stripes all over it. Like that's gonna fucking fool anybody. He shows up on race day, and we take one look at his car, and we almost piss ourselves. He's all pissed off. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking show those guys. This block of wood's gonna light the track on fire." It's a big deal. It's the fucking Pinewood Derby, okay? Now the most important part for me was the trophy giveaway, okay? Because they gave a trophy out for first place, second place, and even third place. Now I knew I wasn't gonna get first or second, all right? But I thought maybe, just maybe, my Ted Danson car could pull me in third. And my car actually did pretty good. It was within striking distance of that third place trophy. All I had to do was beat my best friend. If I beat him, I got it. I got that raisin-sized trophy. I don't even care. That's the only thing I want, and I'm gonna do it. I'll be damned if that fucking tiger block's gonna beat my ass. And speaking of which, my buddy's car did absolutely shit. Okay, it lost every fucking race it was in. It was so damn slow, it looked like it was going back up the fucking hill. People were like,
Holy shit, that's gonna burn a hole through the track.
so we go up there and we put our cars on the track. Everybody's quiet as hell. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a pocket knife. So our cars set off down the track, and you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but somehow this piece of shit tiger block of a car got its fucking ass beat by mine. It wasn't even close. I could have raced my car upside down and still would have beat his. And you know why? Because it's a fucking block of wood. Blocks of wood make shitty race cars. So I won third place and got my microscopic trophy. Still got it to this day. Keep it up on the mantle. Let everybody know what the fuck I went through. And as for my buddy, well, since he had such a stupid block car, his mom sold him into child slavery in Nigeria, and we never seen him again. The end.
BruceDuke.com.
I remember my first day of kindergarten. I sat down next to a kid named Ricky, and I said, "Hey, Ricky, my name's Tyler. How are you?" And he looks at me and he's like, "I'm fine, thanks. How is you?" So I wiped the spittle from my face, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what am I doing? My first day of school. I make friends with a kid with a speech impediment. I'm really fucking setting myself up for failure, ain't I? I'm gonna go play with these Lincoln logs, Ricky. You stay here and you try not to swallow your tongue, all right?" Now that's a little mean, I know, but the kid would spit all over your fucking face when you talk. Okay, I mean we did become friends later on, and believe me, I was no fucking Casanova either. Okay, I remember one day we were told to bring in a collection of something for show and tell the next day. It could be anything as long as it was at least 100 of something. It had to be 100. I'm like, what the hell do I have of 100? I'm 5 years old. What the hell am I gonna bring in? So my dad tells me, "Hey, I got 100 screws in the garage. You can have those. You can show those to all your friends in school." Oh sweet. Thanks, Dad. This'll totally work. You got kids bringing in 100 comic books or 100 action figures. Here I am.
Hey, you guys want to see my screw collection? I got 100 of them. No? Alright, I guess I'll just play by myself for the rest of the year.
But even though I was the weird kid that brought in a fucking bag of screws to show and tell, I still had a girlfriend, my first girlfriend in kindergarten. Her name was Chelsea, and I knew she was my girlfriend because she colored me a picture. Okay, that's a big deal. That's like second base in kindergarten. So I colored her a picture of the Ninja Turtles, and after that, every day she'd color me a picture and put it on my desk before I'd get there in the morning. I don't want to say I was big pimpin' in kindergarten, but I totally was big pimpin' in kindergarten. And that all happened for a while. Every morning I'd go in there and there'd be a new picture on my desk, until one day there wasn't a picture on my desk, but there sure as hell was a picture on the kid who sat next to me at the desk. So I was like, what the hell, Chelsea? Who's this picture of Daffy Duck for, huh? Fucking Daniel? You colored a picture for Daniel? Let me tell you a little story about Daniel. One day we're all sitting there and Daniel was picking his nose in front of everybody, and he wiped whatever he found in his nose on the fucking big crayons that we used to have. You know, the ones that were like the size of a fucking roll of quarters. He put a booger on one of those crayons, and everybody stayed away from him for a good 4 to 5 months. So needless to say, I was a little upset about Chelsea's decision. I was like, what the fuck? I trusted you. I showed you my fucking screw collection, for Christ's sake. So after that, it was just me and Ricky, me and Mushmouth at the table. Bros before hoes, am I right, Ricky? Bros before hoes? It's a rhetorical question, Ricky, okay? Don't open your mouth, for God's sakes.
BrewStew.com.
When I was 20 years old, I got a job at the toy store, and I hated every goddamn minute I had to work there. Because nobody wanted me selling them toys, okay? They're an adult. What the fuck do they know about toys? What the hell do I know about toys?
Yeah, I don't know. These kids just really love these Don Cheadle dolls. They can't get enough of them. Why, you could probably lure a kid into a Goodwill van and not even think twice about it. Your name could be Rapey McRaperson, and they wouldn't even give a shit. Plus, they're on sale, too, so yeah.
Customers would come up to me and ask me where certain toys were in the store. I didn't have a clue, so I just make something up.
Excuse me, where are your footballs at?
I think they're in aisle 12B.
Where are your bathrooms at?
Bathrooms? They're in 12B.
Is your parking lot around here somewhere?
That would be in aisle 12B, sir. Thank you. Hey, you know we don't have an aisle 12B, right? Yeah, fuck them, they'll figure it out. So they would mostly keep me in the back with the other social outcasts, keep me away from the customers. I would just be building Power Wheels and kids' bikes all day long. If you want a shitty bike, you have me make it, because I'm an idiot. I can't put together shit, okay? I have no idea what I'm doing. If a goddamn light bulb goes out, I'm like, oh shit! Looks like I'm getting a new lamp, this'll take weeks to repair. I get down with a bike, and there'd be all these pieces left over in the box. Like, what the hell? I guess it'll be alright. But they would also use me whenever a ladder needed to be climbed to get something off a shelf. Some customer would find the heaviest thing we have in the store and make sure it was on top of fucking Mount McKinley.
Hey, can you get that box down?
Oh, what box? That one up there that looks like a little fucking dot in the goddamn stratosphere? Yeah, sure, I'll get my Evel Knievel ass up there and get it down for you. So I go and get the ladder, and by the time I get back, a small crowd of people have gathered, like I'm some kind of fucking circus show. Okay, for my next trick, I'm gonna climb this 30-foot ladder and try to get this 250-pound swing set down without breaking my neck. So I start making my way up, and the ladder's starting to feel like it's made out of fucking popsicle sticks. I start wondering, man, I wonder how many people down there just want to see me beef it off this ladder. Which is a stupid thought, really, because everybody down there wanted to see me beef it off the ladder. My legs are shaking uncontrollably. There's clearly poop already in the seat of my pants. Oh, screw this shit. I'm not a goddamn daredevil, for Christ's sake. You want me to get it? And eventually you do get the big-ass thing down, and you wheel it out in the parking lot for the customer. He's got the smallest fucking car you've ever seen in your life. He's over there like,
Oh, okay, let me just put the seat down real quick.
I'm like, come on, dude, really? Are you serious? Your fucking car looks like a goddamn Monopoly token. Hell, it'd be easier to fit your goddamn car in the goddamn swing set box. But luckily, I didn't have to work there for too long. It was just a seasonal position, so once Christmas came and went, I was done. They came up to me and was like, hey, Merry Christmas. You're fucking fired. Get out of here. They're shooing me off
off with a goddamn broom, which I didn't really care. I mean, shit, they were lucky to still be in business with my dumb ass working there. Excuse me. Yeah, we bought a bike from here, and my daughter crashed into a tree, and she exploded on impact. Who should we talk to about that? I have no idea, dude. I don't work here. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Aisle 12B. Go to aisle 12B.
What if you could renew your contact lens prescription from home? You can, and it's easier than you think.
Alright, now, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, which meant we had some pretty shitty family vehicles when I was a kid. And when I say shitty, I mean they looked like cars that would be ran over by a monster truck shitty. We had cars with broken windshields, they'd have more rust on them than the Titanic, because my dad loved cheap cars. The cheaper the better, no matter how shitty they are. I'd be sitting there in the passenger seat, Dad, why is our car on fire? It does that from time to time. It's just a little oil, it's fine. It's what I was used to as a kid. I remember riding in one of my friends' parents' car, my mind was blown. I was like, whoa, you guys have air conditioning? What are you guys, from the future? But of all the shitty cars that we had, they were nothing compared to my dad's 1984 Subaru hatchback. I called it the Rusty Turd because it looked like it came from somebody's asshole, that's why. First time I seen this thing, I remember thinking, holy hell, did my dad build his own car? What, did he take the fucking lawnmower apart and make this thing in the garage? This thing was no Rolls Royce, let me tell you. It was a stick shift, but it had no third gear. But my dad didn't care. Third gear? Who the fuck needs third gear? Dad, are we even allowed to drive this thing on the road? I don't know, but we're gonna find out, goddammit. We'd be driving on the road, people would be staring at us. Mommy, look, that man's driving a car made out of garbage. Now, another thing about this car was that the passenger door liked to randomly open while you're driving down the road. So you'd be sitting there trying to roll down your window, all of a sudden, your ass goes tumbling down the highway. So my dad fixed it by keeping it held shut with a bungee cord. There we go, good as new, no problem. I'd be sitting there nervous as hell. How many seatbelts do we got in this car? I don't think I have enough seatbelts. That car was a death trap. The goddamn thing didn't even have turn signals that worked. Turn signals? Who the fuck needs turn signals? I'll just yell out my window if I have to. Hey, asshole, I'm gonna turn left up here. Can you hear me? My friends were totally afraid of our car. They'd hop in the back seat wearing helmets and shit. Is your car gonna blow up? Probably not, but have your mom sign this permission slip just in case. My dad paid $100 for this car. $100. Dad, I don't think we should drive anything that costs less than a washing machine. But he loved it. He'd brag about it to his friends and shit. Yep, bought this thing for $100. It's lasted me 2 years. That's like a $4 a month car payment. Now, the worst thing about this car was that the starter was broken. So that meant if we wanted to go somewhere, we'd have to push the car to get going, and then jump in, pop the clutch, and start the engine. That's what we'd have to do every time we wanted to go somewhere. So every day, we'd be out there pushing this car made out of garbage, like some kind of shitty two-man bobsled team. My friends would be watching us from the sidewalk. What kind of weird circus shit is this? It was pretty goddamn embarrassing, to say the least. We'd be at the grocery store, people would be staring at us and shit. Oh my god, I hope they're pushing that thing off a cliff. But after 2 years, that Subaru had enough. The transmission was destroyed, and my dad had to tie it to a tree and put it down. Well, Rusty Turd, your time is up. Time to die. And that was the end of it. But there was good news after all that. My dad scrapped that car and got even more money than he paid for it. Yeah, we're just giving you this money so we don't have to see that pile of shit on the road anymore. Have a good day. Alright, so this story is a little disgusting. It's a story about my roommate Brewer and myself living in a house infested with rats. Delicious. Now, after all the haunted duplex shenanigans, me and Brewer decided to move into an even shittier house in an even shittier neighborhood. Instead of dealing with demon ghosts, we get to deal with a bunch of disgusting ass rats. I think I'd rather live with like a pissed off thing was like half the size of Brewer's dog. It was the Megazord of rats. That goddamn thing looked like a boss from a Mortal Kombat game. It was not afraid of me at all. Just be staring at me like, the fuck are you looking at? Why don't you get in the kitchen and make me some bagel bites? So needless to say, we had a